start the class. Good morning. One problem I had given for homework in the last class, that is a very simple problem. It's a model question paper problem. How you have done it? I hope all of you know how to do it. Okay, all of you work out. Maths cannot be studied by seeing or listening. All that. Work out the problems. I'm telling you again and again. At last, you will not get time. The marks of 1,000 students in an examination follows a normal distribution with mean 70 and standard deviation 5. Find the number of students whose marks will be less than 65, more than 75, between 65 and 75. So marks will be less than 65, more than 75, between 65 and 75. So first, as usual, the problem, let x represent the marks of students. Let x represent the marks of students. So given mu equals 70, sigma equals 5. Given mu equals 70, sigma equals 5. Okay. So SNV, that is standard normal variate z equals x minus mu by sigma. Standard normal variate z equals x minus mu by sigma. So mu is 70, sigma is 5. So x minus 70 by 5. It is x minus 70 by 5. Now, first question is less than 65. So if x equals 65, what will be the standard normal variate z? Put here x 65, 65 minus 70 is minus 5, minus 5 by 5 is 1. It's very simple. You have to know how to use the table and how to understand that normal probability curve, that's all. And whatever negative, we think of the symmetricity and think of the positive only. So if x is 65, then z is minus 1. So less than 65 means p of z less than minus 1. So p of z less than minus 1 means you can see here, see p of z less than minus 1, the shaded portion. P of z less than minus 1, the shaded portion. So the symmetry of that will be the unshaded portion here. I have put the line here, more than 1. So p of z less than minus 1 is nothing but p of z greater than 1. P of z less than minus 1 is nothing but p of z greater. The symmetry of that comes this side. Z minus 1 this side, but here symmetry this side. P of z greater than 1. P of z greater than 1 means how to calculate? That is, from here it starts. P of z greater than or equal to 0. From full one side you take. P of z greater than or equal to 0 till 1. That is 0 less than or equal to z less than 1. P of z greater than 1, how to calculate? You have seen many problems before. You have solved this type of questions. P of z greater than or equal to 0. P of z greater than 1 means this side. So P of z greater than or equal to 0 means all the area on the right side minus P of z till P of z equal to 1. Use the area of P of z greater than 1. Okay. P of z greater than or equal to 0 and minus P of 0 less than z less than 1. Now P of z greater than or equal to 0, that is on one side of the curve, it is 0.5 minus P of 0 less than z less than 1 is phi of 1. We're taking this value 1. Okay. Now 0.5 minus phi of 1. In the exam, they'll give the value in the question paper or they'll give the table. I have sent a table in the group, just see that. So 0.5 minus 0.3413, 0.5 minus 0.3413, 0.5 minus 0.3413. So it will be 0.1587. Therefore, number of students scoring less than 65 marks. Number of students scoring less than 65 marks is, total number of students in the question is, there are 1000 students. So 1000 into this value 0.1587, it will be 158.7 approximately. We take it approximately 159. We take it approximately as 159. Okay, 159. I think this first part is very clear. Okay. Now we go to the second part of the question, that is more than 75. Okay, when x equals 75, here standard normal variate, when x is 75, so 75 minus 70 is 5, sigma is 5, So 5 by 5 is 1. That only I have written here, that is 1. So x is more than 75. Question, sub question 2, more than 75. So more than 75 means x greater than 75, that is p of z greater than 1. You can see the shaded portion here, just like the previous problem. This is just like the previous problem. P of z greater than 1, see the shaded portion. So how to calculate it? Complete area of one side of the curve, that is 0.5 standard. Total area of the curve is 1. This side 0.5, this side 0.5. So P of z greater than 1 will be P of z greater than or equal to 0 minus P of the value of z in between 0 and 1. P of 0 less than z less than 1. P of z greater than 1 is equal to P of z greater than or equal to 0 minus P of 0 less than z less than 1. Told it. So it is P of z greater than or equal to 0 is 0.5 minus phi of 1. And phi of 1 from the table it is 0.3413. So 0.5 minus 0.3413 is 0.1587. So as you know, in the question, the total number of students scoring more than 75 marks. Therefore, the total number of students scoring more than 75 marks will be 1000 into 0.1587. It will be 1000 into 0.1587. That is 158.7, 159. So same answer you are getting approximately. Because 1587, even the previous problem is you got 1587, so approximately 158.7. 5 or more than 5, we approximate, you know that all these things, approximate to the nearest digit, because number of students cannot be point. Now the third question is, in between 65, third sub question is in between 65 and 75. Third sub question is in between 65 and 75, okay. So in between 65 and 75 means, when it is 65, we already calculate z is minus 1. When it is 75, z is 1. So to find the third sub question between minus 1 less than z less than 1. Third sub question means P of minus 1 less than z less than 1. P of minus 1, z is in between minus 1 and plus 1. Okay. So what happens here? You can see the shaded portion. I'll explain from the curve. Minus 1 to 1. We want this area. So, but actually we are not calculating here using negative values. According from the table, we are calculating positive values. This part is the image of this. Both are symmetric. This is just like a mirror. Z equals 0 is just like a mirror. Both are symmetric. So P of minus 1 less than Z less than 1 can be taken as 2 times Z in between 0 and 1. P of minus 1 to 0, 1. Here Z equal to 0 is like a mirror. So minus 1 to Z equals 0 is same as Z equal to 0 to 1. So total area can be taken as 2 times. 2 times P of 0 less than Z less than 1. That is 2 into phi of 1. 2 into phi of 1. And phi of 1 is from the table 0.3413. Okay, that is when you multiply 0.6826. Please use the calculator and check whether the answers are correct. I might be wrong in calculation sometimes. So the number of, now the answer to the question, number of students scoring marks between 65 and 75. Number of students scoring marks between 65 and 75. Number of students scoring marks between 65 and 75 will be, total number of students is 1000. So 1000 into 0.6826, that is 682.6, approximately equal to 683. Now here we do approximation, how you know, and because it is the number of students cannot be negative always. Number of students cannot be negative. Okay. Now here you can see if x is a normal variate with mean 30 and standard deviation 5. If x is a normal variate with mean 30 and standard deviation 5, find the probability that 26 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 40, x greater than or equal to 45. See this question. Very simple question. If x is a normal variate with mean 30 and standard deviation 5, mean means mu, standard deviation means sigma. Find the probability that 26 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 40, first sub question. Second sub question, x greater than or equal to 45. So when we go to the solution of this problem, we have the standard normal variate, that is z is equal to x minus mu by sigma. We have the standard normal variate z equals x minus mu by sigma, that is x minus mu is 30, sigma is 5. So to find this value, P of the probability of this x in between 26 and 40, P of 26 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 40, So when x equals 26, when x equals 26, 26 minus 30, that is minus 4, minus 4 by 5, that is minus 0.8, okay, minus 0.8. Okay, now here minus 0.8. So what we get here, I hope it is clear. When x is 26, 26 minus 30 minus 4 by 5 is minus 0.8. Okay, same way when x is 40, when x is 40, 40 minus 30 is 10, 10 by 5 is 2. So z equals 2. So these two value got. So we have to find p of minus 0.8 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 2. We have to find p of minus 0.8 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 2. This is the question. So when we calculate this, from the figure, from the diagram, it becomes, we calculate first from, z equals 0 in the middle, this side negative, this side positive. So we take p of minus 0.8 to 0, and then we take p of 0 to 2. We take p of minus 0.8 to 0, think of the graph, and then from 0 to 2. So that is written here, p of minus 0.8 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 0, plus p of 0 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 2. Now, what happens here, always we are taking negative, we are converting to positive, because in our table, we take only positive values. So, the middle z equal to 0 is a mirror. It is a mirror. So, minus 0.8 to 0 is same as 0 to 0.8. I told many times, we use this concept many times. Minus 0.8 to 0 is same as 0 to 0.8. Minus 0.8 to 0 is same as 0 to 0.8. So p of 0 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 0.8, this is as it is. This is phi of 0.8. This is phi of 2. So use the table. In the exam, they'll give the values. They'll give the values for you. So 0.2881 plus 0.4772 plus 0.4772. Okay. That is equal to, you'll get the value as 0.66. How much you got? 0.7653. 0.7653. Okay. Okay, now here we get 0.7653. Here 0.2881 plus 0.4772, that is 0.7653. Okay, 1 minute, I have to just adjust the. See, some students are sharing the contents. Please don't go to share the contents. If you want to share the contents, use the PDF file I have sent in the group. Don't share the contents here. It will spoil the flow of the lectures, because it will create some disturbance in the screen. As a result, I need 1 or 2 minutes to readjust it. So now p of 26 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 40 is like this. So I have just explained here, that is what, minus 0.8 to 2. See, minus 0.8 to 2. So what I did, one is minus 0.8 to 0. So that is taken as 0 to 0.8. And then z equals 0 to 2. Both added, you will get 0.7653. Negative side, we always convert it to positive side. Z is equal to 0 is just like a mirror there. Now the second sub question is to find p of x greater than or equal to 45. To find p of x greater than or equal to 45. Okay. So if x equals 45, okay, what happens? If x equals 45, 45 minus 30 is 5, 5 by 5 is 1. So if x equals 35, 45, z equals 3. So is it correct? Just check. If x equals 45, 45 minus 30 is 15, 15 by 5 is 3, correct. So if x equals 45, z equals 3. So p of x greater than or equal to 45 is same as p of z greater than or equal to 3. So p of z greater than or equal to 3 means, I just explained here, you need not draw in the exam, directly you can do. P of z greater than or equal to 3 means z equals 3 approximately here. This is z equals 0. The curve is symmetric. So the shaded portion we have to find. You have to find the shaded portion. So p of z greater than or equal to 3 means, first we are calculating the complete area on one side of the curve. That is p of z greater than or equal to 0 minus p from z equals 0 to z is equal to 0 to z equals 3. P of z equals 0 to z equals 3. So we get here p of z greater than or equal to 0 minus c till here. That is P of Z less than or equal to 3. That is, we can take P of 0 less than or equal to Z less than or equal to 3. P of Z greater than or equal to 0 minus 0 less than or equal to Z less than or equal to 3. So we'll get 0.5 minus phi of 3. So 0.5 minus 0.4987, this will be 0.0013. Okay. So P of X greater than or equal to 45 will be 0.0013. 1 minute. Again some screen problem. See, adjusting it. 1 minute. Okay, now what happens here is, just adjusted it, okay, sorry for the disturbance. So the next question, what happens here, 0013, 0.0013, okay. So P of X greater than or equal to 45 is 0.0013. This is, so today I will end this module, that is module 3. I have just given some questions for practice, that's all. All are important questions from question paper, some are model question papers. And once again, at this time, I am telling you, to all the students, that write the notes day by day. I'm giving in the PDF. Write the notes. That is only the assignment for you, and you will not get time later. When the college starts, you will not get time to write the notes. We can revise and prepare for the exam. That's all. So I'm telling, if you do it, it's good for you. Otherwise, you know the math paper, you have to complete it. So 6. In an examination, 7% of students score less than 35 marks and 89% of students score less than 60% marks. So this is a question we have solved yesterday also, one same type of question. We have to find mean and standard deviation. In this question, they have not given mean and standard deviation. In this question, they have not given mean and standard deviation. So find mean and standard deviation if the marks are normally distributed. So normally distributed means we have to use normal distribution. It is given that P of Z equals 1 by root 2 pi 0 to Z e power minus Z squared by 2 dz. But we will not use in the problems in normal distribution, we will not use this integration. We will use the normal distribution table. We'll solve it always using normal distribution table. Normal distribution problem we'll solve using normal distribution table. Okay, now the solution. Then see, like this they'll give in the exam. They're given here P of 1.2263 is 0.39. This is from the table. If you refer the table, you can make out. P of 1.2263 is 0.39 and P of 1.4757 is 0.43. So the mean and standard deviation we have to find out. Let us take the mean. Let mu be the mean and sigma be the standard deviation. Let mu be the mean and sigma be the standard deviation. Mu be the mean and sigma be the standard deviation of the normal distribution. So P of X less than 35, see here, in an examination, 7% of students score less than 35%. Use that. So P of less than 7 is equal to 35 by 100, that is P of X less than 35 is taken as 7%, 7 by 100. And less than 60%, score less than 60%, that is P of X less than 60 is given to be 89%. So 89% means 89 by 100, it is 0.89. Then we use standard normal variate. The standard normal variate, okay? The standard normal variate question. So standard normal variate Z is equal to X minus mu by sigma. Standard normal variate Z is equal to X minus mu by sigma. Standard normal variate Z equals X minus mu by sigma. So when X equals 35, put here 35 minus mu by sigma. We don't know mu and sigma values. We have to find mu and sigma values. We give it some values as Z1. We give it some values as Z1. Okay, some value. We need it to solve problems. Because we need two equations here to find mu, that is mean, and standard deviation sigma. Then when X equals 60, the second value, X equals 60, when X equals 60, the same way we take the standard normal variate. So Z equals 60 minus mu by sigma. We take it as Z2. We need two equations to find mu and sigma. Now here we got two equations. Hence, P of Z less than Z1. So because less than 35, see here, P of Z less than Z1, Z equals Z1. Okay, Z equals Z1. So we take here P of Z less than Z1 equals 0.07. Here also less than is there. P of Z less than Z2, second one is taken as Z2, equals 0.89. Understand this. Here when X is 35, that is Z equals Z1. So it is less than 35. You can see here, less than 35. So 35 here Z equals Z1. So P of Z less than Z1 equals 0.07. And here when 60, X less than 60, X less than 60, it will be Z equals Z2. So P of Z less than Z2 is 0.89. From here, actually this same type of problem I have discussed in the previous class, only number is being changing here. Now P of Z less than Z1. For this there is a standard problem in the, standard formula I have given in the, I think the first class. In the first class I have given some 5 or 6 formulas. In that you just refer. P of, we can derive it also, but here we don't have time to derive. In the exam also you will not get time to derive. You have to by heart it. P of Z less than Z1 is 0.5 plus phi of Z1. 0.5 plus phi of Z1. Okay, 0.5 plus P of Z less than Z1 is 0.5 plus 0.5 plus phi of Z1, that is 0.07, and P of Z less than Z2 is 0.5 plus phi of Z2. 0.5 plus phi of Z2, that is 0.89. From this find phi of Z1. From this find phi of Z1, that is 0.07 minus 0.5. Oh, so 0.5 is bigger, so we'll get minus 0.43. Here phi of Z2 is 0.89 minus 0.5, that is 0.39. Now using the given data in RHS, that is using the given data in right hand side. See, given data means here they are given, see, in the question they have given P of 1.2263 is 0.39, P of 1.4757 is 0.43. So using this data, so the given data, so again I repeat, P of Z less than Z1 is 0.5 plus phi of Z1. That is from the formula. See, refer the first class, the notes what I given. And P of Z less than Z2 is 0.5 plus phi of Z2, same formula, 0.07, 0.89. Now we use the formula, that is what is given in the question. I just now told, given in the question. Phi of Z1 is minus 0.43 and phi of Z2 is 0.39. Why? Because phi of Z1 is nothing but here, see, the value given here, see, 0.39, 1.2263, 0.43, 1.47, that way. Phi of Z1 here, 0.07 minus 0.5, that is minus 0.43. From here, phi of Z2 is this. Now for this you use the value given. See the back, see in the question. If I again show it, you will forget this. So after this step, using the given data, see this data. P of 1.2263 is 0.39. P of 1.4757. P of 1.4757 is P of 1.4757. That is 0.43. Using that data here, so what we get? Phi of Z is equal to minus sign I wrote outside 0.43. 0.43 is 1.4757. That is phi of 1.4757. Even if you look at the table, you will get this value. And phi of Z2 equals 0.39 here. 0.39 is 1.2263. So phi of Z2 is 0.39. And from that phi of Z2 is 1.2263. So from this Z equals, because minus sign is here, minus sign came here, it will also be there. So minus sign, minus of 1.4757 is minus of 1.4757. So minus of 1.4757, and then here Z2 equals, from here direct 1.2263. 1.2263. Okay, hope it is clear. Now we go back to Z1. So Z1, see here, where is that? Z1, we took it as Z1. 35 minus mu by sigma is Z1. So 35 minus mu by sigma is minus 0.4757. And another is 60 minus mu by sigma is Z2. So 60 minus mu by sigma is 1.2263. Now from this you cross, this is very simple here, ordinary simplification. So mu minus 1.4757 into sigma, mu minus 1.4757 into sigma, that is equal to 35. Here mu plus 1.2263 into sigma equals 60. Mu plus 1.226. I hope it is clear, because here see it will be minus 1.4757 sigma. Take mu other side. Keep only constant one side. So it will be simple calculation. Mu minus 1.4757 sigma. So this is equal to 35. Here, same way here, cross multiply and take mu other side and keep constant one side. So 60 equals mu plus 1.2263 into sigma. So you are getting here two simultaneous linear equations where the unknowns are mu and sigma. You know to calculate it either by matrix method or adding, subtracting, any method, or RCM, rule of cross multiplication method, anything. Simple is adding and subtracting. So if we add it, solving I have given here, if we add it, if you add, if you subtract it, you will, mu will be removed. You will get the value of sigma. If you take it as 1 and 2, this equation as 1, this equation as 2. If you take it as 1 minus 2, then mu get cancelled, eliminated. You can find out the value of sigma. Okay. Once you get the value of sigma, I might be correct. Just check it. Don't write the values which I have given. I might be right or wrong. Just check it. 9.25. Put the value of sigma in any one of the equations. Put the value of sigma in any one of the equations, either the first equation or the second equation. You will get the standard deviation sigma value, that is 9.25. So here mean equals 48.65, standard deviation equals 9.25. So actually, once we get here Z1 minus 1.4757, and once we get here Z2 1.2263, then you put this in the equation. Some students have doubt from where you got that equation. Okay, I know that some students have doubt from where we got that equation. Okay, so put it in the equation. Where you will put that equation is this equation. See, 35 minus mu by sigma equals Z1. Put Z1 value. 60 minus mu by sigma equals Z2. Put Z2 value. Put Z2 value. Okay, put Z2 value. So 35 minus mu by sigma, Z1 value written here. 60 minus mu by sigma equals Z2. Z2 value, that is 1.2263. 1.2263. Okay. So 60 minus mu by sigma is 1.2263. Here you cross multiply, that is 35 minus mu equals minus 1.47 into sigma. Bring mu to the other side, so you'll get 35 equals mu minus 1.4757 into sigma. Very clear, you got one equation. Coming to this, cross multiply 1.2263 into sigma. Bring mu to one side. So 60 equals, what you get? 60 equals mu plus 1.2263 into sigma. So these two equations, they are simultaneous linear equation, and two unknowns mu and sigma. You have to find the values of mu and sigma here. You have to find the values of mu and sigma. You have to find the values of mu and sigma. So if you look at the equation, if you subtract, mu gets eliminated. Just write and say mu gets eliminated and use the calculator. I think you will get, or you will get sigma as 9.25. First you subtract. If you take it as 1 and take this as 2, 1 minus 2. You do 1 minus 2, you will get the value of sigma. Once you get the value of sigma, put it in either one of the equation, any one of the equation, or you can add and subtract also. You will get the value of mu. So mu gives, the value of mu you will get 48.65. The value of sigma, that is standard deviation, is 9.25. 9.25, okay. So that ends this module 3. So roughly, I would like to summarize what today we solved problem in normal distribution. So roughly in this module, that is probability distribution, you had discrete probability distribution and continuous probability distribution. In discrete probability distribution, you had, when we use discrete probability distribution, when there are integral values of random variable x, that is f of p of x greater than 0, sigma px equals 1. When we use continuous probability distribution, when the random value of x has got countably infinitely many values, that is 0.1, 0.2, everything. In discrete, only integral integers. Here countably infinite values. So here also sigma f of x greater than or equal to 0 and minus infinity to infinity, x mu x is equal to, equal to 1. Okay, just refer. Now in discrete probability distribution, you studied two: exponential distribution and Poisson distribution. exponential distribution and Poisson distribution you studied, right? And in continuous probability distribution, you studied normal distribution, and before that, in normal distribution, you studied, sorry, in discrete probability distribution, you studied binomial distribution and Poisson distribution. Another name for binomial distribution is Bernoulli distribution. In continuous probability distribution, you studied exponential distribution and normal distribution. So all that problems you have seen, in normal distribution, you will have problems where you are giving tables. You have to use the table. The table I have sent in the PDF as a PDF in the group. See how to use the table and the values will be given. You have to use the normal distribution curve which is symmetric and total value is equal to 1. So the problems have solved enough number of problems, so much if you know to solve, and some other problems we'll see when the college starts, we'll solve it. Most of them are from model question paper, it is solved. Practice, write the notes, it is assignment, and also solve assignment 1. Okay. So I'm going to wind up the class today. Tomorrow I'm going to start module 4, same time, that is at 12. Come to the class 5 minutes early. Okay, all the best. Thank you. Any doubts, you can contact me.
Gita, sir.